The ongoing pandemic and instability in the world has been instrumental in bringing out all kinds of emotions. It's been going on for a couple of years now, and these traumatic experiences can cause sadness, anxiety, and fear. If this linger, it leaves stress and even leads to PTSD. So today we'll look at 5 ways to overcome the PTSD caused by recent world traumas. Number 1, face your mind wounds. In order to heal, you will need to face your mind wounds. Whenever you experience a stressful event, your nervous system reacts with the fight or flight response, leading your blood pressure to rise and your heart to pound faster. PTSD shows up when you have experienced too much stress in a situation. You still find yourself unable to return to a normal state or to move on, and it feels like you're stuck. If this is the case, you will need to address it, the trauma. If you find you keep re-experiencing the traumatic event and you're having recurring memories, nightmares, flashbacks, or even deep and intense mental or physical reactions, then you will need to face and address the trauma. This is because it will begin to interfere with your normal day-to-day lifestyle. It can begin to make you feel a sense of hopelessness, and facing all the fear and helplessness is very vital. As you face it, bear in mind that it will take some time and you will not heal overnight. Facing it means that you need to begin getting more nutritional meals, by eating healthy, ensuring you get enough sleep, or getting professional help for PTSD. The earlier PTSD is treated, the easier it is to be overcome. So do not keep postponing your mind wounds. It's better not to procrastinate them. Face them and get the help that you need. Number 2, prioritize your mental health. Always prioritize your mental health. You can learn about the truths and lies in mental health in these videos to help you see if you're taking note of all that is important. And also check out this video to assist your mental hygiene. Some people have experienced trauma and they think that PTSD only happens to combat veterans or war survivors. And so they do not prioritize their mental health. Yet, the truth remains that many people who are exposed to traumatic events experience symptoms that are similar to war survivors and do need to get diagnosed and treated. It is also important to note that not everyone who experiences trauma develops PTSD, and not everyone who develops PTSD requires psychiatric or psychological treatment. If you get good at taking care of your mental health by prioritizing it, you can surely get treated from a support system, exposure to CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, and even group therapy. Prioritizing your mental health is important, and many people with PTSD need professional treatment to recover from the mental and psychological trauma that can be very interrupting. And it is also important to remember that any kind of trauma may lead to destabilization or distress in an individual. So like I mentioned before, the earlier a person gets access to treatment, the greater your chances of better recovery. So prioritize your mental health today and always. Number 3, fortify your inside. Learn to live from your inside. By that I mean learn to make sure your mind and mental health is doing well, as we mentioned in this video. That way, you will be able to face what's going on with you outside, your physical, better. These two, they're both connected, your inside and your outside. Yet, if you practice point 1 and 2, you will be better prepared to handle PTSD symptoms when they show up. The flashbacks, the strong memories will not weigh you down so much constantly. This is because PTSD symptoms can make mental and physical problems worse. There are studies that show that a relationship exists between PTSD and heart trouble. Yeah? So I strongly believe that if you take care of your inside and your inside is well fortified, your outside will thrive better. Many people suffering from PTSD also experience increased heart rate and blood pressure, fatigue, extreme, tiredness, including joint aches, headaches, all kinds of body aches, in fact. So it means that if you start getting treatment and fortifying your inside and treating the trauma, your outside will be saved from physical dilemma and ailments. It is very rare for one to be having mental health troubles and that not lead to some form of physical health trouble. So if your inside is fortified, you will do better overall. Yeah? In these unstable times, if you have or are having any exposure to traumatic events, you need to get adequate help so that it does not lead to poor physical health. Number 4, block out whatever doesn't help you. Yes, blocking some things out will be like blessing yourself. Block out unnecessary news and stop digesting all the details of bad news that you come across. These will act as triggers and will weaken you when you digest them. Studies have linked the consumption of bad news to increased distress, depression, and anxiety. Yes, you know this, yet you can even forget. So this is a reminder that negative news can cause mood swings, fear, worry, increase negative and bad energy, and can nourish trauma, which can get complicated, leading to PTSD. So it is very essential and important to learn to form the good habit of blocking out whatever does not help you. Have no time for bad news. If you hear it, do not absorb it and digest the details. C. A steady binging on sad and devastating news can mess with your perception of the world. It can make you start feeling uninspired. It can lead you to lose your motivation, and it can create a view of the world from a state of hopelessness. It will make you feel anxious and increase your stress, and it can even trigger PTSD. So do all you can, no matter how tempting it is, to know enough to be human, but not, to soak yourself into the disheartening and troubling details. Use blocking apps if you can, and if you need to control your news feed, from notices, and activate only the positive notification bells that help you to stay inspired and that help you promote your well-being. Number 5, get the help you need. Get therapy, coaching, counseling. I offer free coaching in all of my videos, so find time to sit and watch and learn from the many interesting topics that suit your needs. Therapy is also available online nowadays if you can't go out for a face-to-face session. Support groups are also available where you can engage in helpful activities like prayer, meditation, scripture reading, counseling, and positive upliftment. Group therapy is also available both offline and online, as well as CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. If you or someone you know feels you may have symptoms of PTSD, it is good to make an effort to see a professional to get adequate and timely diagnosis and assistance in what treatment options may be best for you. If you start early to expose yourself to the right kind of help, then you may not need to go for extreme help. Once again, psychotherapy works, and the most effective kind is CBT for PTSD, which is usually a trauma-focused treatment, which has been consistently used for many people. Some others have had to be put on medication or exposed to some specific types of therapy, depending on the diagnosis. With all the traumatic events happening, there is no definitive cure for PTSD, but all the many types of treatment can manage and overcome the symptoms. Effective therapy techniques always work. So how are you doing? Did you find any of these tips helpful? Tune into the part 2 to gain more insights on this topic. Thank you for watching. Remember to leave your comments below and have a great day.